right, so here's your update for Miss Olive today. First and foremost, I absolutely adore her. Um, I do like almost all of my clients that I have, but as I've told you before, collies are by far my favorite breed, and so this has been just a super treat. So first off, thank you again for trusting me with your sweetest baby, and she's wonderful. She's super energetic. She's been super, super motivated for her food today. She's like excited to start training. You can see how excited she is. She's like, I know training's gonna happen. Everything's been going really well, and we just went out and did our potty break. So whenever we're going to start a training session, I always potty first before we start training. Good girl. That was very good. So we've done heel. Heel is going really well. It's something we're going to work on for a long time. We've been working on sit. Ideally, I want her to sit in the heel position. She tends to kind of back up a little bit, so we're going to work on that. That's something we're just going to clean up a bit. Today, we're introducing place. So we're going to start place today, and we're going to introduce it for the first time, and I wanted to use this as an opportunity to educate you as the handler, as the owner, okay? So something I want to talk to you about is the fact that dog training is about creating a language and a way that we communicate with our dogs and tell them what we like and what we don't like. So we've talked about the clicker. She's pretty well conditioned. She knows the clicker means she's going to get a treat. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the place bed, and we're going to say when all 4 paws are on the place bed, I'm going to click and you're going to get a treat, okay? So first, you just saw her step up there a minute ago, and she had no problem with it. She was not afraid of it. She did a great job. Just double checking the pavements. It's been really cool today, so the pavement shouldn't be hot, and it's not. I just want to make sure that wasn't why she was barking. But first, I'm just going to see if she'll get up there again, and when she gets all 4 paws up there, I'm going to click, and I'm going to give her a treat on the bed itself. Good. Now, even though she came off, it's okay. I'm going to wait until she gets back up. Free! And have her come off. Pardon my sniffles. I have a little bit of allergies. So if you heard, I gave her a word free. So the word free is going to be her release command, meaning she's allowed to stop doing the behavior. Now, even though I haven't told her to get on the place bed, I want her to get in the habit of coming off after I say free, because later we're going to say you only come off after I say free. So we're going to let her go back up on again. Good girl. Free. And I'll let her come off again. It's by your foot, silly. Hey, ma'am. Free. All right. So all I'm doing is when she gets up there, I click and I put the food on the bed. So when we look at the bed, right, it's a big old rectangle. I want to think about it like we think about the crate, right? The crate has 3 walls and then 1 wall has a door on it, right? So it's 4 walls, which includes 1 with a door. Or you could say 3 walls and 1 door. Semantics, right? But we're going to say that this is like a crate and this is the door to the crate. Good girl! Free. If you notice, I want her going in through the door and I want her coming out through the door. You're free, puppy. Good job, all right? I want her to do this again. We're going to do this a few more times. And I can use the food. Good. Now, if you notice, I put the food right here at the front of the bed, just inside the door. Free. All right? So what's going to happen is ideally, I want her to get in the habit of going up there and getting the food. There's a couple pieces up there already. Good. And I want her coming off through the door. Free. All right. Oh, excuse me. I just had my lunch. So what's going to happen is she's going to go up in the place bed, and I want her to know that the food is always going to be right inside the door here. Okay? And so, ideally, she's going to go up on the bed, and she's going to turn around and be looking at that spot for the food. Puppy! She's going to go up. She should turn around. Perfect. What a smart puppy. She's going to get the food, and then free, she can come off. All right? Ideally, what I want to have happen is I want her to be able to get up there, right, and hang out there like she is, right? And I want to be able to get into what I call the heel position. So on this next one, I'm going to go into the heel position before I reward her. Good. So this is going to be the heel position. So I'm going to say free, and I'm going to step away with my left foot. Free. Puppy, good job. Now we're going to get her back up on there again. Good. And I'm clicking when all four paws are on the bed. Free. So where I am when she goes on the bed is not super important, but when she comes off, I want to be in that heel position. Puppy. Hey, what are you doing? I know, you're trying to get on the heel side, aren't you? So even if she wants to be on my heel side, I'm just going to come over here. I can mark, and I can feed. I'm going to say, free. Puppy. So she's going up there pretty predictably, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to start to introduce the word. We only use the word when the behavior becomes predictable, right? So she's walking up there pretty predictably. All right. She's walking up there pretty predictably. And so when I know she's going to go up on the bed, I'm just going to say the place command, okay? Now, if you notice she's getting a little feisty there, and I'm just ignoring it, right? I'm not going to sit here and punish it. You know, barking is a very collie behavior. They bark a lot. It's going to be something you're probably going to struggle with for, you know, a lot of her life. But, you know, if we sit here, we go, you know, start yelling at her and say, stop that, don't do that, right? Now we're just barking with her. So when she's barking, I'm just going to ignore it for now. When she's doing the behaviors I want her to do, I'm going to reward that. Okay? Place. Good. Now, if you heard, I said the word place. She went up there. Free. Does it mean that she knows what the word place means? No, that's the first time she's heard it. Okay? So what we're doing is, I know she wants to go back up there. She goes, this is great. I want her to hear the word place and then go on the bed. Okay? Puppy. Place. Had I not said place, she still would have gone up there. Free! So we're going to do this a bunch more times. Puppy, puppy, puppy. Place. Good girl. Free! Place. Good girl. Free! Puppy. You're free. You're free. Good girl. Place. Free! And every time I step away, I'm going to step away with my left foot. Puppy. Place. Excellent. So what I'm doing is I'm saying place right before her first foot hits the bed. Free! Puppy! You're free. You're free. I know. Good girl. Place. Excellent. Good girl. We're going to do this a few more times. Free! I'm not going to let her eat it off the floor. Place. Good. She might have gotten that one. Free! I know. She says, this is the best place. I like it. So what we're going to start to do is we're going to start to introduce a stay. All right? So when we do our stay, we're looking to add 3 things. The first one's going to be duration. The second one is going to be distance. And then the last one is going to be distractions. All right? So we're looking for duration, distance, and distractions. We're going to start with duration first. All right? So we're going to get her up on the bed. Place. Good. I can click and reward that. Because just because I click doesn't mean she can stop. So I'm going to get her to stay up here a little longer. I'm going to say place. I'm going to click. I'm going to feed. Place. Click. Feed. Place. Click. Feed. Place. 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 And I'm going to release her. Free! Puppy! Puppy! Ready? You're free! I know. Getting her off the bed is going to be the hardest thing, which is great. It's a really good problem to have. she's doing a great stay. All right. So we're going to do this again. Now, she's doing a really good job. If she makes a mistake and she comes off before she's supposed to, I'm just going to say no. I'm going to give her a little tug on the leash, just a little annoying tap, 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 and then get her back on the bed. Okay? So what we're going to start to do is we're going to add distance next. So if you notice, she's able to stay up there pretty long, right? And so we're going to start to add a little bit of distance. I'm going to show you how we do that next. Puppy, place. Good. So we do the duration first. Place. Because we need her to be able to stay up there for a little while. Just enough time for us to actually walk away a little bit. Place. So if you notice, when we release her, place, we step away with our left foot. What that means is when we don't want her to come off the bed, we're going to step away with our right foot. Place. So I'm going to step away after I say the word place. Place, I step, I return, I click, I feed. This is the very beginning of a stay. Place, step, return, click, feed. I'm going to start to go a little further. Place, I'm going to step a little bit in front of her. I'm going to always go back to the side before I reward her. Feed. Place, I'm going to step in front of her. Right here, I'm going to go back to her side. Always return to this position, click, and feed. Place, step in front with my right foot. Back away a little bit. Go back to her side. Click, and feed. Place, step, return to her side, click, and feed. And free! Puppy! You're free. Ma'am, you have to come off the bed sometimes, ready? You're free! Ready? You're free! So free should mean she's allowed to come off. What free also means is she's allowed to do whatever she wants within the limits of the leash. So if she wants to stay on the bed, technically she is free to do that. Ideally, I want her to understand that free means she can come off the bed, so we can do another repetition. Free! Come on, sweetheart. Ready? You're free! Good girl. All right. Oh, you tangled. There we go. Place. Good. So whenever we're starting to walk away, place. We're going to always start with our right foot. Place. Step out in front. Back away. She can wait up there for a little while, right? She's doing a good job. No. Now you want to come off the bed. Place. You're making me look bad for your mom. No. Place. Okay. So I'm going to release her off. Free. Good. We're going to do it again. Place. Good girl. She also hasn't pooped yet today, so I'm thinking she might need to poop. But we're almost done with the session. Place. So I'm going to step in front. I'm going to go back to her side. Click and feed. Ideally, what I want her to learn is that nothing good happens until we return to this position here. So you don't get released until I come back to this position. You don't get rewarded until I come back to this position. So that way, eventually, when I start to leave her up there for longer periods of time, she's going to know that there's no reason to go anywhere. There's no reason to, get up and leave the bed. Because one, I'm always going to put her back on the bed. And two, nothing good's going to happen until after I return to this position. Once I get back to this position, I can mark and reward, or I can release her. Either way, until I come back here, neither of those are going to happen. Whee! Good. That was a good one. All right, we're going to end it on that.